Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back to another video. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Chanina. Hey girl, hey. I had to turn on another light, y'all, because look, it is gloomy back here. I got that light on over there, but it's not enough while recording. So anyways, y'all, it is Wednesday, so happy hump day. I hope you guys are having a good week. I hope you guys are having a productive week so far. Girl, time is flying. Oh my goodness. It has been a busy week for me. Y'all know Sunday was Super Bowl. Then Monday um was kind of busy because I had to go hunt down balloons and stuff at the last minute, girl, and try to find gifts. So that was pretty busy. Then yesterday was actually Valentine's, so it was a bit busy for me. Had to work, and then I ended up cooking. And girl, that meal was the bomb.com, girl. I made some Alfredo with, well, you guys already saw it in the video. If you ain't saw that video, go ahead and go take a look at it. But for those that missed the video, girl, I made some penne Alfredo, and on the side I baked some salmon, sauteed up some peppers, mushrooms, and onions. Oh, slap your daddy. And what do we have on the side? Oh, green beans. Girl, it was so good. I tell you what though, I felt like a fat cat last night. I had so much, girl. I don't know where all this gas came from that I had. It's coming out now, and I'm thankful, okay? Because I couldn't take it. Like, it was hurt. It was to a point where I was backed up in gas. It was hurting my stomach, girl. It was distracting me, okay? It's TMI, but I'm just being honest. But girl, I had so much gas, and I was like, oh my gosh. I was miserably full yesterday, and I didn't even eat, like, fix a whole lot on my plate. But it was only because of the gas. So at first I didn't know what it was. I was thinking I was starting to head down the road of having a UTI, a urinary tract infection. So I wasn't really sure at first until I started letting loose, girl. And I was like, oh yes, thank you, Jesus. Come on with it. Yes. Let it all out, because I couldn't take it, girl. My stomach was really bothering me. But anyway, so today has been a very productive day as well. I did the annual security assessment. So let me tell you guys about that. Every year, when you're working on the Arise platform, every single year, you have to do an annual security assessment, basically going through all the do's and don'ts of keeping your computer secured and credit card transactions, what to do, what not to do, sort of thing. We're dealing with people's card information, personal information. It talks about HIPAA and the privacy, protecting people's health information and all that sort of stuff. Girl, them things be so long. I don't even know how long exactly it is. I told myself I was going to time it, but I ended up having to pause it like 2 times. And so I didn't even keep, a good amount of time to see how long it was to tell y'all. But it is pretty long, and there's like 5 sections, and then you do an assessment at the end, and you have to make an 85 or better, or else you fail the assessment. Now, this is something that is required for everybody to do who's working on the platform, and it came out February 1st, and you only have until February 28th, to my understanding. Now, I did get an email from a QA reminding or a QF reminding people that are servicing her client, the client that she's over as a QAPF, letting her agents know. And she copied me on the email saying that they had till June, and I'm like, no, I don't think that's right. But anyway, if you are on the Arise platform, y'all, don't wait till June. Just go ahead and get it out the way, okay? Just go ahead, sit down, grab you a glass of wine or something, and just take it. So finally got that out the way. And I kind of want to do my client assessment. You have to do a client assessment every 6 months, whether you're servicing a client or not. And so it's just been sitting there. But I think I'm going to go ahead and do it because I want to try to find another client to service. Like, I don't have a problem with the client that I'm servicing. It's really easy, y'all, like super easy, the client that I service. But because it's so easy, I find myself getting kind of bored with it sometimes. Like, ugh. I know I hate to say that out loud, but it's just the truth. Sometimes I do get a little bored and I need to mix it up a little bit because I'm sitting here for so long. So I don't know. We'll have to see. So if you are on the platform and you don't see the client opportunities, then you have to take the client assessment in order to see them. It used to be where you could see them as soon as you created an account and did your non-disclosure agreement, agent waiver, and all that stuff. Then you had access to all the client opportunities. But now they want you to do the client assessment to match you up with the best client. However, I want to tell you guys this. There is a preference setting where you can filter out what you're looking for. So if you're looking for clients that just have servicing hours for overnight, or if you just want to do the weekends or something like that, if you filter it out that way, you're not going to see all of the clients. You're only going to see the clients that fit that criteria. And if none of the clients fit that criteria at that moment, then your screen will be blank. So I would recommend just not filter out anything, right? So that you're able to see. So when it's asking you on the settings for preferences, do you want to work in the morning, the evening, the nighttime? If it gives you an option for any time, put any time, right? So that you have more options, because that's what I've noticed with other agents that are on board and they're like, hey, I took the client assessment, but I can't see anything. And then, I'll ask them about their preferences, and then they pretty much filtered out their preferences to where nothing is showing at that time because there isn't a client that matches. So yeah, y'all, just thought I would tell y'all about that.
The next day.
All right, y'all, next day. I need to come gather myself, honey. I'm gonna grease my scalp. Cause child, I'm so ready to get off work. I got one more shift. But I'm ready to get off, especially after being cussed out for the last 30 minutes, child. Child, that was an ugly situation. So let me tell y'all what happened, right? So a guest calls. I pull up his booking. He's supposed to be cruising out today. I need to redo my color too, y'all. Y'all see how it look all janky, kind of faded. So anyway, cruise supposed to be leaving out today. As a matter of fact, it done already pulled off, okay? As we were on the phone. So anywho, the guy, they get to the airport. It's a couple. They get to the airport only to find out that they didn't have any air. So they didn't know that they didn't have air because they didn't receive any notification that they didn't have air. So it turns out that air was booked through their travel agent, because keep in mind, they did all this through a travel agent. They booked their cruise through a travel agent. The travel agent did not pay for the air and did not tell them that the air was not paid for. So they found out as they were about to board their flight, because they got flight information as like a confirmation that they had air, right? So they're at the airport trying to board their flight only to get told that it was canceled and that they didn't have a flight. So they're trying to find a different flight, or their travel agent is telling them that they can find them a different flight, not to cancel their booking. Keep in mind, they had been getting this resolved since this morning. So I'm looking at all of the notes on the booking. And girl, it was paragraphs and paragraphs and paragraphs of notes starting this morning, right? So they had called in, canceled, rebooked a couple times because they were being told that they could get air, that travel agent could find them air. So I'm just like, oh, okay. But then they say that they spoke with somebody, and whoever they were speaking to told them that they can get a refund on their cruise. Either get a refund or find a new sailing, but not have to pay for the new sailing because they actually paid for this one in full. And it wasn't their fault that their air was never confirmed. It was the fault of the travel agent, right? Which it was. So now, when he first started telling me all this, I had no idea that the travel agent was on the line with us, okay? He later then told me that there was a travel agent on the line, and that basically he was told, the travel agent did acknowledge himself after he told me he was on the line, but then he went quiet. So the guest is telling me that they told him that it was his responsibility, it was his fault, and that if they book a new cruise for him, not only would they not give him a refund, but they're going to have to pay for the new cruise too. So that was the purpose of him calling with the travel agent on the line, because he wanted the travel agent to hear whatever it was I was going to tell him, right? So, of course, with this situation, I couldn't go to guest relations because it's not a post-cruise issue. The cruise just went out today. It's not an air issue on our end. So I couldn't go to the air department, so I had to reach out to a supervisor. Reached out to a supervisor, had to reach out to them twice, okay? And there's still no resolution. They both told me the same thing, that it was at the error of the travel agent, and that any refunds that are processed should come from the travel agent, that we cannot refund them their cruise because it wasn't an error that we made on our end, right? Dude is livid. He was already halfway cussing me out as he was telling me the story, right? But the moment I said that to him, he went off. And the travel agent is still on the phone and ain't said a word, right? So now I'm still looking at the booking and I realize, wait a minute, this isn't even the same travel agent that booked this cruise. So I start asking questions. I'm like, hey, sir, who are you? What's your name? Are you familiar with the young lady that booked this reservation? Yada, yada, yada. And he's like, yeah, the guest should get a refund. She's our manager, yada, yada, yada. The guest should get a refund because they weren't able to take the cruise. Okay, yeah, but the refund needs to come from you guys. And that's what I told him. I said, okay, yeah, but this is an error of the travel agency, so the refund is not going to come from the cruise line that I'm servicing, right? Girl, he tried to make it seem as if it was the customer's fault when it was not, because if you give somebody a credit card to make a payment, okay, and they don't make the payment, that's not your fault. Especially if they didn't even call you to tell you why the payment was made. So that could be for any reason. That could be because you didn't have the money on the card or whatever. But I was looking at his booking and I'm like, okay, this is an expensive cruise, even though they're cruising for just 14 days. This is an expensive Caribbean cruise because they've got the suite, they got all these knickknacks, all these things. I'm pretty sure he had the money for the air, especially if he's already gone to the airport trying to catch a flight that ain't even booked, right? Girl. So all of a sudden, the travel agent says, well, let me get in contact with my manager. And he acts like he's placing us on hold, but I'm noticing we're not actually on hold. He just muted his phone. So he basically is muted while this guy, the customer, his wife is in the background. He's basically muted while this guy continues to cuss me out, okay? because he's not mad at me. He's mad at the travel agent, but he's mad because he keeps getting the runaround, right? And he said he's feeling a way about it because everybody kept making him feel like he was the one that made the mistake. And I had to reassure him, because he was like, well, why didn't you say that to the travel agent? I did. I not only said it to the travel agent, but I said it twice. That this is you guys' fault. You need to take care of it. Every time I tried to disconnect from the call, he didn't want me to disconnect. I was like, oh my gosh, like I cannot sit on the phone with y'all all day. Like, I get that you've been trying to get this resolved since this morning, but sir, I'm not finna sit on the phone with you all day. I'm sorry that this happened, but we're not, come on now, killing my age, tea time. And I've already advised you what to do. I've told the TA what to do, but everybody still want to sit on the phone. So I just got quiet because it wasn't nothing left else for me to do. The wife got on the phone. She asked me if there was maybe another cruise that I can find for them that they can leave out this week, because the husband was saying that he doesn't get another vacation till next year. And everything that was going out this upcoming week, is booked up. It's either booked up or it's on a wait list. So there's nothing available, right? So she was sweet about it. And it was funny because I don't know why the travel agent couldn't do that. Like, he was literally acting like oblivious to what was happening. And I'm like, dude, this is y'all's fault. Like, why am I still on the phone? Okay? Girl, that got on my nerves. I was getting drained because all I kept hearing was, why do I have to pay this amount of money? And they told me it's my fault. Like, he was just going on and on. And I just stopped talking, girl, and I felt my energy get low and low and low. And the whole time he's like, I know it's not your fault, and they making it seem like it's my fault, and you just said it wasn't my fault, and da 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 da, and whoop de whoop, and I got enough money on my car where I could buy a whole house, and yeah, child, this travel agent stayed quiet the whole time. Okay. I would have cussed him out too. Like, how y'all gonna, you know what? And I did tell the guests, I said, while the travel agent was on the phone, because I knew he only had us muted, so I know he heard everything that I said. And I just told him, I apologize, like wholeheartedly apologize. This is not your fault whatsoever. This is the fault of the travel agent. They have to go through their upper management to get it resolved. I am so sorry, and I apologize. And I reiterated that it was the fault of the travel agent. So they have to figure it out, girl. So these are the shoes, like all these shoes. So they're gonna get donated. I've got these recycle bags that I ordered by accident from Amazon Fresh, and so we're gonna use those.
Yeah. Hey, what up, Joey? What up, John? This is Johnny. Yeah. I tell you, baby, I've been burned out. Let's spin the wheels and leave a burnout. If I stay here, I know it turns out bad. Wondering when it is my turn. Now I'm getting away. I tell you, I've been burned out. Let's spin the wheels and leave a burnout. If I stay here, I know it turns out bad. Wondering when it is my turn. Now I'm getting away.
Face is black from the back of a white Bentley. Trying to my back on the cash, but it might tempt me. Everybody telling me chill, but it turns out I've been trying to for years and still never learned how. All I see is a million stories, I'm trying to finish them. I'm living an existence that never needs no embellishing. I'm building out a legacy, others dream of just visiting. To when they say my name, there is nothing close to a synonym. Let me in. I used to scream at the establishment, imagining there's someone or something holding me back from it. Now instead of putting my hand out begging for scraps, I see fuck the beaten path, I'm a busting via the back. Now instead of hitch a ride, ride, I'ma slide to the destination. I ignore the signposts, I'm sorry I kept you waiting. Still I got a lot of troubles, I'm trying to figure them out. All I know is I would rather blow up than fizzle out.
I tell you, baby, I've been burned out. Let's spin the wheels and leave a burnout. If I stay here, I know it turns out bad. Wondering when it is my turn. Now I'm getting away.
So this is what it looks like over here. And I had it over here in the corner before, but I don't think I had it like counterclockwise or cornerwise or turned in this position. I think it was just either facing this way or facing that way. So for right now, it looks pretty okay. I wiped out everything, the insides, and up here I just placed our photos. Then these two shelves are just empty, and then all of the books managed to fit down there. So this is everything that needs to go out as of right now. I'm pretty sure I'll probably accumulate some more stuff. But y'all, every time I think I'm getting rid of stuff, I just find more stuff to get rid of. So this is everything except for the umbrella. We're not getting rid of the umbrella, but that's everything except for the umbrella. And so I've got mirrors over here. I got curtains. I've got all kinds of stuff. Shoes. That little compartment or container thing that was holding like my storage containers for the kitchen. But so I'm done with that for right now. I'm currently cooking dinner. I decided to do these what are they called? Pork loin ribeyes, but it was cut up into like 9 pieces, and I just cut it up some more. I'm gonna make pork fried rice. So what I did was I let the meat marinate for a few hours while I was doing everything else. And so I just use simple everyday seasoning, salt, pepper, black pepper, onion powder, garlic powder. I'm sorry, let me start that over. Black pepper, salt, onion powder, garlic powder, some ginger, some soy sauce, a little bit of olive oil, some of this this Carolina seasoning rub. What else I put in there? Some red pepper flakes, some ginger, and I think that's it. And then I boiled the rice earlier today, so that's been sitting in the refrigerator so that it can cool off. And so I just got my onions sauteing, and then I'm going to saute an egg afterwards. And then I'm going to throw my rice in here and then, you know, do all that. But pork looking pretty good. I started to put the whole bowl in here, but y'all see that extra moisture or extra liquid that it's creating? I didn't want it to do that. I didn't want a whole lot of liquid in the pan, so I'm just doing a couple of strips at a time. And then I'm going to take some frozen broccoli, because I got some broccoli left in the freezer. We've been doing a good job just eating out of our pantry and refrigerator before going to the grocery store, just to kind of get some of the stuff that's been sitting around for a while kind of out of the kitchen, right? So I've got a little bit of broccoli left, so I'm going to throw that in the rice. And that's just going to be the meal for today. Pork fried rice with broccoli.
Hello, Papa.
What? Oh, hey. Oh.
I like to rap, but I sing a lot. I let the 808s bang and my drums knock. Try to tell me that I can't, then I know I can. Reach into my bag, hit him with the slow jam. On the mic for the homies, I'ma keep it low-key. Back since 96, it was an OG. Made it with the money, people acting like they know me. People acting like they know me.
Back since 96, back since 96, it was an OG. Back since 96, it was an OG. Was an OG. OG.
Jam.